take it away, Brianna.
Hey everyone, my name is Brianna Bailey. I'm a junior graphic design student here at JSU, and my faculty mentor is Chad Anderson, who couldn't be here today. I'm going to be presenting on an ad campaign that I did for class last semester for my graphic design 3 class, and I'm basically just going to be talking through my process and how I got to the final product, like all the different things that are needed. So let's get started. So first of all, we have research. As with any marketing campaign or advertising campaign, you have to start with your research on your demographic and what's needed for the final product. As different questions such as like, do you currently have clean graph? How often do you use clean graph? How often do you use clean graph to save food? Would you say it's easy to use clean graph? And other questions like age range, gender, where they're from, different things like that. So generally, it was found that most people don't like clean graph, which is not surprising. It's very frustrating to use, and I'm sure all of you know. But what was mostly found was that older people tend to use clean graph over younger people. So from that knowledge, I found that I really needed to market towards the younger generation and get them like excited about clean graph and ready to buy it, because that's the whole point of this campaign, is to get your buyers to purchase your product. Then we get into the sketching phase. So in total, there were 60 thumbnails that we had to do for class. So this is 20 series of posters. And I experimented with a couple of different things. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see. I went with like some pop culture stuff here. You can see like the little Spider-Man. I went with like a Valentine's thing at one point, even though it was, I think, the middle of November when we were doing this. But just went through a couple of different ideas. Went with some more like hopeful tones, went with some more humorous tones, just trying to appeal to that younger audience. So the one that I actually chose, right, it says stay fresh. Fresh was chosen because it is like an old 80s slang term. It means like cool or fashionable. So that term actually is coming back now. So people are more using it for like the shoe culture these days. So I decided to use that to appeal to 2 different generations, and I also decided to make clothing out of cling wrap. And this was the creation phase. So I did indeed make a hat and a shoe and a jacket out of only cling wrap. It took about, I think, like a week and a half. I was kind of trapped in my bedroom the whole time because you can't really move that thing around anywhere. I would have brought it to you today, but it's too flimsy. But yeah, so in total, I did check. It was about 350 square feet of cling wrap. So you can see I was pretty stubborn and willing to make this work. So these are just a couple different process pictures. This is when I first made the sleeve. This is the final jacket. I did clean out one of my shoes and then cut it out. To make the shoelaces, I actually twisted it very fine, took a hairdryer and heated it so it would stay together. And then we had to experiment with compositions for photography. Myself and my partner both have photography backgrounds. So I kind of knew what I wanted, like what kind of look I was going for. So I like basically was the model because no one else is going to wear the cling wrap clothing that I had to measure on myself. So I just told him kind of the general angle I wanted and what kind of vibe I was going for. We shot pictures. These are a couple of different compositions that we were thinking about. Just trying to go for like a grainy film kind of feel to give it more of a vintage look, because that kind of style is coming back in photography. And these are the final posters. So as we can see, it says stay fresh, and at the bottom I'll zoom in so y'all can see it. It says, glad Cling and Seal keeps your food and your fits fresh. So this was the final product. I'm very happy with how it came out, and I think it was a good success as far as getting that market, getting to that demographic, and taking a very creative outlook on like how to make the final ad poster. Because Glad typically has a more corporate feel, so this kind of flipped the script on that and like gave something for people to talk about. Now, does anyone have any questions?
Questions for our speaker?
Brianna, did you have any trouble getting it started every time you were trying to?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So what I found, I feel like I'm like an expert on cling wrap now. So basically, what I had to do, I got the 300 square foot like big mega cling wrap box from Walmart. I got like 3 of those to start off because I didn't know how much I was gonna need. But I took it out of the box and used scissors to cut it instead of like little sharp edge thing. Scissors was just so much easier. But I started started off with the sleeve first because I was like, that seems like the easiest thing to tackle. But I just wrapped it around my arm, measured it, and then cut it out, and then taped it back with like double stick tape. So it was hard to get it started. It was hard to finish it too.
You feel like having done that, you could now do the other side, which is like package design for Glad, to do a better job of
I
making
think
it?
so. Yeah. I think after that, I've got a really intimate personal relationship with Clean Wrap. So I feel that I could do other campaigns for them, yes.
Any other questions for our speaker?
Well, it's not as much of a question, but I mean, you demonstrated a product that was designed for keeping foods fresh is used in other ways. I mean, I wrap paintbrushes in it. When I go to bed at night, get up the next day to paint, keep that brush from drying out. I mean, there's multiple uses of a product that are secondary or tertiary uses.
Yes.
And fashion is now one of those.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's what I found from like the survey questions. It's like, what are some other ways that you use Clean Wrap? Because like one of the original, and I can go back to it, one of the original sketches was like a prank thing. Yeah. Thought about going for like the prank route to kind of get to those younger viewers. Yeah. So that was something that came up frequently. Was like, oh yeah, well like for my senior prank, I clean wrapped my principal's car or something like that. You know, there would just be like a bunch of different uses for it. But yeah, I don't think clothing's ever been one of those uses.
Yeah, I guess. You know what I know.
All right, well, let's thank our speaker.